Today I want to give my honest review on QuickBooks Payroll. So watch this first before getting QuickBooks Payroll. This is going to be a raw, honest, real life, real person, real dude review. If you're thinking about using QuickBooks for payroll like I was, just pause for a second. So there's a lot of hype around this being an all-in-one tool, but the real question is it really actually worth it, and is it for you? I'm going to walk you through what it costs, how it works, the fine print that no one really talks about, and whether it's the best choice for you. Because there's a lot of other tools out there like ADP, Paychex, Gusto, etc., etc. All right, so let me set the stage. I run a small business that's taxed as an S corp, which means I need to run payroll for myself. Yep, even as a solo owner. That's how you stay legal and smart when it comes to taxes, right? I didn't want anything to be complicated. I wanted something I could trust, something simple, and something that wouldn't crush me on pricing and monthly fees. So after digging through a lot of the options, spending countless hours looking through it all, I came about with QuickBooks, and it just sort of made sense. The pricing lined up, it seemed simple, it didn't try to sell me on a bunch of weird things I didn't really need. It was kind of just like what I needed for a decent price. Speaking of price, let's talk about this. Because this is where a lot of people get confused, QuickBooks Payroll isn't sold by itself. It stacks on top of your QuickBooks Online subscription. So if you're using QuickBooks Simple Start, which is $25 a month, you can add Payroll Core for $45, which results in your bill being around $70 a month. Add in taxes and fees, and mine came out to about 80 or so. That includes payroll for one person. Each additional employee adds $4. So if you've got a team, it'll go up from there. Also, watch for multi-state charges. QuickBooks includes tax filing for one state, but if you have employees or contractors in other states, it's an extra $12 per state per month. That was something I didn't know at all. And if we're being honest, that can add up fast if you've got remote folks or travel-based contractors getting paid a lot, you know? And a lot of people wonder if QuickBooks charges per payroll run. Like if you run weekly versus monthly. And the good news is you don't, or I should say they don't, the tool QuickBooks Payroll. So unlike ADP or Paychex, you know, those are other tools that a lot of people use where you might get dinged for every payroll period. QuickBooks charges the same monthly fee no matter how many times you're on payroll. That flexibility is one of the reasons I went with them. I don't have to stress about the calendar, essentially. So once I got inside the QuickBooks dashboard, everything was clean and easy to navigate, especially for like a low-tech dude like me. You just click payroll in the sidebar from one side and you add employees, enter their pay rates, and set up direct deposit and choose how often they get paid. If it's your first time running payroll, you'll need to do it manually. But after that, you can turn on auto payroll and it just runs on its own every month. This was a lifesaver. So let's just pause here and talk about this. So the mainstream automations of all this is what helped me drastically. You know, I'm a business owner and I was just kind of like trying to just concentrate on the business instead of trying to be a bookkeeper. So when you run payroll, it gives you a full breakdown how much you're paying yourself or your employees, how much goes to taxes, what your net pay is, and what's being filed with the IRS. So the tax filing is automatic with Payroll Core and up. They handle federal and state filings, send out W-2s and 1099s, and make sure everything is compliant, which is a big deal for me. I feel like the whole compliance thing is worth it in itself because, you know, missing a payroll deadline or tax form is not something I wanted to deal with. Now, if you've got more complex needs like multiple pay rates, health benefits, or time tracking, you might want to look into the Premier or Elite plans. I didn't have to, but like the Premier adds same day direct deposit and time tracking, and the Elite gives you access to certified HR experts in tax penalty protection. So I'm still in the core plan and it's been more than enough just for me, but it's nice knowing that you can kind of scale up whenever you want. And I hope to get there at some point, but I have to scale with time. One thing I want to give credit to QuickBooks is, you know, their live chat support. I'm just a normal dude and I had a lot of simple questions that I couldn't figure out. And when I signed up, I wasn't sure if like it was the plan I needed. So the chat support is there and it's really easy to use. They didn't try to upsell me. They just helped me save my money. And it just seemed like really rewarding to see that there's still nice people in this world. Not to get like all deep on this, but it meant a lot for me, dude. They also offer a 45-minute setup call with the QuickBooks Pro feature, which, you know, $50. They literally walk you through your account, help you configure everything. I feel like it's money well spent. And if we pause this for a second here, you're worried about spending a little bit money on like a tool like this, but as a business, this is a tool that is a business expense, which essentially at the end of the year brings down your taxable income to be taxed on. So spending money on tools, it's in your better general interest. This, I had to kind of get used to this, and paying for the QuickBooks and bookkeepers and tax people was one of the smartest things I ever did. As far as payout timing goes, my direct deposit hits exactly when they're supposed to. QuickBooks sends you a confirmation the day the payroll hits, and the money lands in your bank account on the scheduled day. It's super reliable. Like, there's not much more to say. I will say I didn't want issues with my employees' paychecks, because like that's the first step to pissing off your employees and not having them not be happy where they work with. You know, it's just like, it just works. Now, if your business is still small or you're the only person on payroll, you might wonder if this is overkill, right? So here's what I'll say. If you're structured as an S Corp and you're trying to stay squeaky clean with the IRS, this is hands down one of the easiest decisions you'll ever make in the world. Like, that's where I'm at. Other platforms were quoting us over $100 a month and then still charging us per payroll run. QuickBooks kept it simple, predictable, and it's all in one place. I'm a simple guy and I want simple things, if that makes sense. So the big question, should you get QuickBooks Payroll? If you've already used QuickBooks Online and you want to keep everything in one system, I would say yes, it is totally worth it. If you've got employees or contractors and don't want to mess around with all the tax filings and payment schedules, it's a solid move, man. I would say if you're freelancing without a business entity or like a payroll structure yet, you can probably hold off on it. Again, guys, if you want to check out the tool, I'll throw my affiliate link down below. You're just helping one person from another, helping one person to another. I think that's what I was trying to say. Hit me up in the comments. I'm a normal person and try to reply to all these comments, and consider subscribing. Again, all the links to courses, guides, QuickBooks, everything down below in the description and comments. Until next time, I'll see you in the next one.